guys, Zoe with Valhalla Toys again. Today we're going to do some unboxing. Unlike last time, we're going to do two figures this time. We're going to have one with Hasbro and one with Super7. So let's get to it. Alright guys, without further ado, let's get into it. So the first one we're going to do is with the Super7. It is Mutagen Man from the Ultimates line. So here is the front. Here is the back with the, is this the, I guess that's kind of like the original logo. So back to the front here, and we'll get the slow reveal. Alright, so there's him in all his glory. And then on the back you have like a tagged up brick wall, which is pretty awesome. They did a lot of detailing on the box. There's actually some parts on here that is like raised and glossy and some parts that are flatter and matte. You have a lot of great depth on there. You can also see on the side where they did the cool, like almost like broken out wall for him. So there's him. And now I will get to the other one that I already took out. So let's take a closer look. They did a really good job with all of the details as Super7 always does. They did good job on doing the metallic for his joints, the details in his brain, giving him like two tones so you can see the shadows and the lightness of it. In the torn away pieces of his skin and the muscle underneath, you got good definition there. For articulation in general, he has pretty decent articulation. For being a, robot mutagen guy that he is. So if you just want to see the articulation range on his arms, unfortunately, unlike Conan where you could essentially put him straight up as if you're doing like goal, he only goes about this far. His elbow joint, you really only get a little bit of a click on this one, so you only get that much in, but it does rotate essentially 360, well actually 360 degrees. On the other one, because it's more of his like mechanical part of his arm, you really only get like a tiny little joint click there. So you get there and there. That is as far as that one goes. And then of course he comes with two different hands, and the wrists do have, well, it gets stuck on his little arm here, but he has good rotation and flexing in both of the wrists. And his knees, they shift side to side. This one, because it's his big clanky leg, it doesn't really move, but this one does have a little bit of articulation there, so you can go and put him in different poses, but not too much. The hip joints are pretty decent as well. Wow, you can actually put him out, almost get the splits out of him there. So let's put him back, and then the feet on his robot foot, you don't really get anything. It's about just a little bit there, like that. And on this foot, well, it's about the same. You actually don't really get much on that. Or let's see. Super7 joints are notorious. There we go. For being stiff when you first get them out, so it takes a little bit of playing with to loosen them up. So you get decent articulation on his foot there, as you can see. So we'll put him back. All right, so I wish they would have made his robot joints down at the bottom kind of metallic as well. They got this one here that is, but the rest of his little robot parts are not, unlike his joints up at the top that are. Let's see. So let's pop out his hands and put his new ones in. And with anything, it just pops right out. Alright, so then you got your fists. Just pops right in there. So there's that one. Let's get him up there. There we go. And there is his other one. And this one's cool because you can see that they did the details with being able to see the tendons in his hands there. Let's see if you can see that right there. Alright, so he doesn't have too many extra parts. He does have his cool little ray gun, I believe that's what this is. So let's get that guy. Oh goodness. Okay, let's try it. Let's do it with this one instead. So you have his ray gun here. If you can see that they did decent details with this. You can see that this part right here and the little accents on there are gold. And there's the other side of that. And then you do get some breakaway pieces and some little tubing, almost like metal tubing, but it's all yellow, so there's that if you can see that. And then, and you can break those out. I like to keep these ones in. They did give you the same ones painted. So let's see, they're super tiny. So here's a little turtle. And then, I'm not quite sure what this one is. Looks like it could be a possible, not even quite sure. So if anybody knows what that is in the comments, please let us know. And then you have a mostly eaten, I'm assuming apple. And then you have a little green fish. And then you have a bone. These are all really, really tiny. I mean, I'm a small person, and you can kind of see how tiny they are. All right, there's the eaten pizza, and then a tiny little wrench. So that is him. Here, I'll give you a closer up look of his back. He does have the twisting there in his, what normally would be the abdomen, but it's kind of more around his hips. So there is that, so you can see. I'll give you a second so you can really focus in on that. And there's a closer look at his front. I'll see if we can move him back a little bit so you can, so it actually focuses. And then there's his arms, and you can really see the detailing on his muscles, or the underneath muscles. So I think this is a really solid figure. They got the cool details in the innards already, and overall I think it's really great. So with that, we're gonna move on to the Hasbro one. So let's stick him off to the side. And here is a look at the box. And this is for the G.I. Joe Zartan. He's number 23 in the classified collection. And there is the back. And let's get to it. So there's the box over there. And here he is here. So this is how he will come directly out of the box. Well, I took off his hood so we could see some more stuff, or see the articulation in him better. So, let's see. His little necklace comes off as well. So for those who, or not necklace, sorry, his bandana. So for his head, he does have good articulation in his head, as you can see, and he does move around quite a bit. He has that nice ball joint in there, so you can do quite a bit. When you put on his hood, it does limit his articulation in the neck and head area. So there's his hood, and you can see that it kind of, as you want to face him down, it kind of pushes out his hood there. So you're gonna want to keep his head pretty upright. For his arms, because he has his shoulder pads there, it limits his articulation there as well, but because it is made of like thin plastic or rubber, you can move it around quite a bit. And his joints are pretty stiff. So this is the Hasbro one, so it's gonna be a little, not as great as the Super 7, but the Super 7s, you know, you pay for the extra articulation and extra details that they have. So this one you get the nice 360-degree rotation on his arms. That's about as far up as I can get it to go. His joints are pretty stiff, so you're gonna have to mess with those. Not quite as stiff as Mutagen Man's, but still pretty decent. Alright, so his elbows are really stiff, actually. Wow. So you can get them a good 90 degrees, as you can see. And then it goes back out because it has the hinge joint, so it only goes one way. And the entire arm rotates, not just the lower half. So with his, stay on there, little helmet. So when you put on his backpack, that I'm going to show you here in a second, this body armor that he has right here kind of shifts around a little bit, and so you have to line up the spots to put the little peg in for his back. Let's see, it goes just like that. And then he has his little snake head and a withered, decrepit little. Ooh, is that a monkey paw? That actually might be a monkey paw. So that's what you get to see there. Let's see. Alright, let's see if I can. Oh, his head. There we go. Alright. So then you can see that he has his knife back here that comes out of the sheath. But as you can see, it's a little stiff, it's a little hard to get out, but it does come out. And then there's that, so you can see it. Here, we'll move him back and we'll do that. Let's see. Alright, and then let's get him holding that knife here. Alright, so there is that. And he does have wrist articulation as well. At least it looked like he did. Okay, so it looks like his wrists just kind of swivel around. Doesn't look like they actually move in a hinge joint or anything. It looks like it's just in there to rotate. His knees have pretty good. It goes all the way up to the 90 degrees, and then of course his foot just goes forward and backwards. That's about as far forward because he has his little armor, his shin guards down there, so it kind of stops him from moving too much. But the bottom of his shoe here does rotate, as you can see. It kind of makes it look like he breaks his ankle. And then his hips, you can get him to do the splits. And then his abdomen, ooh, sorry buddy, you came off, so we'll just set you over there. And then his abdomen does move, kind of awkwardly, in my opinion, but okay, I'm just gonna take you off. I'm gonna take that back. So it only moves that little bit forward. So I'm not quite sure what you would use that for, unless he's gonna be like grimacing at someone. And then his hips kind of move. They're kind of more stationary, so you can kind of get it to move just a wee bit, but you really have to force it. And then the last thing that we're gonna show you is he doesn't come with a second head. He only comes with his mask, as he is the master of disguise. Alright, so then his little mask just goes right on. You want to keep his head up just a bit, and then you can stick his hood back on, and then it looks like he's a brand new person. So there he is in all his glory. Let's see. He also has a gun. So let's stick that in his hand as well. And get his foot kind of aligned there, and we'll stand him up. Alright, I'll just hold him. So what do you guys think of him? I think he's pretty cool. In my opinion, I would go for Super 7 over Hasbro, now getting them out of box. But overall, for being, you know, about $20 cheaper than Super 7, I think they did a good job with articulation. I think they did a good job with the details that they have on him. Especially with the new classified line, they look really great. So tell us what you think about it in the comments. Alright guys, we have some G.I. Joe classified collection that is in stock now, including Zartan, we have Cobra Infantry, we have some older G.I. Joes, we have Lady J. We just got the shipment notification, so she should be here in, I don't know, 5-7-ish days. We have the new lines of the Ninja Turtles that are coming out this month and December. It's Wave 3 and 4. Pre-order them now at ValhallaToyShop.com. Thanks for being here with me today. See you later.